On and off relationships may look like passion, but they are self-neglect in disguise. Carrie Bradshaw once said she is a woman looking for the can't live without you type of love. And I assume that you're talking about her on and off man, Mr. Bing, who strung her along for 6 seasons and even jilted her in the movie. And then there's Janice from Friends, who told Mr. Bing that their love makes her understand what Lionel Richie has been singing about all this time. The same Chandler Bing who broke up with her 3 times, even though he's the one who keeps seeking her out. My question is, when does loving someone become a form of self-neglect? And how do you sharpen your radar for on and off relationships so that you don't get stuck in them? To answer this, let's step into the world of Sex and the City and Friends to figure out what Carrie Bradshaw and Janice Litman missed. Friends being a sitcom is not a strong contender for unpicking characters, but it does offer us something different. Mr. Bing. Chandler is an emotionally unavailable man, but unlike Mr. Bing, he does not embody the classic toxic traits of the emotionally unavailable archetype. He is a character you empathize with, understanding the impact of his parents' divorce on his ability to commit. Even though he has no ill intentions for the women he dates, his emotional avoidance drives us to the same outcome you would get with the likes of Mr. Bing. The first time we meet Janice, Mr. Bing's on and off girlfriend, he wants to break up with her. The start of their relationship is not documented, but the reason for Chandler ending the relationship has something to do with Janice having an annoying laugh. A few days after the breakup, he invites her to a New York party for a midnight kiss, but Janice is unaware of his reasons, so she assumes that they are back together. Chandler soon bursts her bubble of happiness when he breaks up with her again. He invited her because he needed someone to occupy his own feelings of loneliness, and once those feelings were gone, he disposed of her. The thing about on and off relationships is that in the long run, you end up adjusting your tolerance levels, and what was initially upsetting to you is now normal, and this is what happened to Janice. When Chandler broke up with her at the party, she was very upset and she cried. This is a natural reaction to a breakup with someone you love. She even attempts to snap back at him and tells him he will never find someone like her. By the third breakup, Janice wasn't even crying anymore. She was conditioned to accept Chandler's reaction as something normal, and this is what happens in on and off relationships. About a month later, she hooks up with Chandler after her friend set her on a blind date, and when he tells her that it won't work out, she tells him that she knows he will be back in her life because he loves her and he doesn't know it yet. When she says this, she is overconfident and elated. What Janice is unaware of is that she has now been hardened and trained to accept Chandler's unstable on and off commitment. A month ago, something like this would have made her cry because she wants to be in a serious relationship with this man. Janice is now desensitized to Chandler's poor treatment. Love is a very complex emotion, and it is said that people tend to seek out the love that is familiar with them from childhood. Carrie Bradshaw spent season 1 and 2 complaining about the lack of attention and seriousness Mr. Bing gives her. Now in season 3, she has met someone who does all these things, and the feeling of stability is too foreign to her. She is not used to this feeling to a point where she literally asked Aiden, her new man, to make himself less available. This is a new insight into Carrie Bradshaw, and we now see that a part of the allure of Mr. Bing is his unpredictability. In season 4, she one day wakes up and decides that she wants Aiden back. This is after she has cheated on him with Mr. Bing, and here's my chat. Do you remember in season 2, when post-breakup Carrie was looking like a mess because she missed Mr. Bing? Now in season 3, we don't see any of the indication of her missing Aiden. My guess is that she was kind of bored and wanted the thrill of chasing again, and given what happened between her and Aiden, getting him back was her new chase. Relationships end for all different reasons. It could be the timing, immaturity, or any other reason. What happens when someone from your past comes back and tells you that they want you back? Do you take them back or do you blow them off? I don't have the answer for you, but what I know is that love cannot be the reason you say yes again. If you loved them before and it didn't work out, what makes it different this time around? Carrie sees Bing at the soap opera, and Bing telling her he wants a divorce is the sloppy confession that starts the affair. Mr. Bing scares me. Like seriously scares me. This man stalks Carrie into sleeping with him. Like when she broke up with him when he was moving to Paris, he went to her house at 2 a.m. in the morning to get some. And what about when Carrie was ignoring his calls after he flipped on her, saying his divorce is going to cost him, and literally forces a kiss on her when she clearly protested? This ends up with them being in bed. I could go on, but I think you get me. My issue with this too is that every time they get back together, they never unpack their previous failed attempts at being together. There are no serious questions being asked to ascertain if they have a better chance now or if they should just let the ship sink. What we get is two self-absorbed people roping Aiden and Natasha into their mess. This happened when they got back together in season 2. Big avoided all the questions that Carrie asked, and Carrie, instead of logging off, she concludes that they are back together because he told her that he missed her. When Mr. Big jails Carrie and embarrasses her, his apology is him copying and pasting love letters from other authors. And again, Carrie takes him back. What happened to the hard questions, Carrie? The questions that will help you get better judgment of their intentions. The question to ascertain if they are back in your life because they are bored with their own lives. The questions that's going to show you that this man takes you as a plaything. The questions that is going to save you 6 seasons, 2 movies, a failed reboot, boring reboot of a relationship. What about those questions? Carrie Bradshaw is not alone in this mess. Janice is living the same cycle when Chandler reaches out after Mr. Hackle's side. When going through Mr. Hackle's stuff, Chandler realizes that he is much like Mr. Hackle's and he too will end up alone. So he gives Janice a call. He did not seek out Janice because he found a deep appreciation for the woman that she is and sees how she enriches his life. He called her because he panicked about dying alone. Do you really want to be someone's panic button? Mr. Big married Carrie when he was old, tired, and had a weak heart. Even in his marriage, he was still being elusive and avoidant. He wants them to take marriage breaks and stay at different places every now and then. His wedding to Carrie tells you everything you need to know about just how much he doesn't take her serious. He marries her in an obscure courthouse that is reminiscent of the obscure Feng Wang he took her when they first met. This man is working overtime to keep his relations with Miss Carrie Bradshaw on the low. It wasn't out of this cosmic realization that Bradshaw is the woman he wants. He married her because she stuck around long enough. As for Chandler Bing, he only got serious when he was ready, not because Janice did anything special. When he was chatting to a married woman on what we call dating apps today, he falls madly in love with her. It could have been any woman, and her being Janice doesn't change anything. Remember, he fell in love with this woman before he met her. You can't love someone out of their emotional avoidance or wait it out while they figure themselves out without bleeding. The best thing, in my opinion, is to meet them when they have already climbed the mountain, because if you do it before, you will be damned for having a shiny forehead. Although TV characters are written for entertainment, Carrie and Janice show us that in the absence of boundaries, the line between love and self-neglect is very thin. Let me know in the comment section. When did you first realize that the love you had for someone had crossed that line? Thank you for watching, and mwah!